Starship Enterprise.
Got the music up and bumping when we always up to something. Oh yeah, we up to something. Yeah, we up
Starship
to something.
Enterprise.
Everybody, welcome to a new episode of the Swerve City Podcast special movie review. We're doing a exclusive movie review for Spider-Man No Way Home. We're a couple, weeks off of the release of one of the biggest blockbuster films in not only just 2021 leading into 2022, but in history. Marvel has done it again. Every time you think they top themselves again, and they do it again, and then they raise the bar and they do it again. I don't know how many more times they're going to have this left in the tank, but I'm enjoying it. You're enjoying it. Everybody in this room. Syiren over here, director extraordinaire of the Swerve City Podcast and a lot of the music videos that we've been doing. The content's been okay.
I don't deserve
let's
this.
just run this resume real quick. A little something light. You've seen his work on the WWE Network. Oh, you've seen his work now on Peacock. You've seen his work with Donnell Jones, with Music Soul Child.
Oh, yes.
You've seen it with John Connor, former Shady Aftermath artist. And you've seen him with WWE champions. You've seen him with Charlotte Flair. You've seen him with Drew McIntyre. That man, look, I'm flexing your stuff for you. This is supposed to be your job. But you know what? I'll do it for you. You just,
I'm too humble.
You're too
I'm
humble.
too humble.
You're too, yeah. And over here, you have my lady. Usually my partner sits here, TZ Jones. Shout out my TZ. But I have my partner in life right here.
I have one king son. I'm sorry.
Wow. We have Miss Jessie Longlegs over here, featured with us. So she's going to be adding. So here's the different perspectives we got here. Longtime MCU fan, and I would say somewhat expert in the film cinematography field over here. Yeah. Just I
do what I can.
You do your thing. Yeah. So you got out of everybody, you have the highest expertise in this field. Me, just moviegoer. I like my comic books. I've been watching Spider-Man since I was like 5 years old. And we have someone who is new to the MC universe is discovering new little add-ons, little trinkets, little Easter eggs.
I'm learning.
So we're gonna get 3 different perspectives on this movie review. So we're gonna get it popping. So where do we start off, everybody?
Okay. First, I want it because Spider-Man, was it No Way Home, right? Spider-Man No Way Home, because it's essentially like a celebration of all the Spider-Man films. I kind of want to let's start from the beginting.
Yes. 2002.
Yeah.
20 years in the making.
Maybe 2001?
2002.
Is it 2002?
I fact-checked it. I
Hey,
got the tag and stuff.
okay,
I'm with you.
okay.
I'm going to Google everything.
Okay, this brain kind of old.
That's part of my learning. I'm like, Google what I don't know.
I love it.
She's the oracle of this episode.
I love it. We need an oracle.
Yeah.
We do.
Are you nights free when we do some January 29th? We do the Sammy Guevara episode. We need an oracle.
Yeah, we need to fact check some.
Yeah.
Fact check these niggas.
But so go
Why
ahead.
do you do this?
What you saying?
I know we're the same age, so we. Yeah. Do you remember going to the movies to see the first one?
To see it. Yep. I remember I was living in York, Pennsylvania at the time, and I was still in high school. Actually, I was in high school. Going to York High, William Penn High School.
Wait, in 2002?
Yeah.
You were in high school?
Middle school. So where was I? Hold up.
It had to be middle school because you and I were the same grade wise.
Yeah. So I was in middle school. Yeah. I was in high school.
It makes a little bit more sense. Yeah.
But I was in York. I remember I was in York. Went to see that, and that was like the craze because what did we have as a Spider-Man movie reference before that time? It was bad.
We had like the Japanese Spider-Man
With,
joints.
They had holes in the eyes for the actor to see through the mask. And he was like, and it was like they shot it sideways so you could see him running up the wall when he was really just like.
Look, we're in a golden age. We're in a golden age of comic book films. Like I remember when it was bad, and Spider-Man was in a time where it was bad. The OG Tobey Maguire Spider-Man was a time where it was bad, but like Tobey Maguire and I think X-Men were like the two shining lights.
That's all we had.
And then you have like of course
you had Eric Bana's Hulk. We had that to play with, and it was like it didn't hit. Yeah. Before that, all we had was Batman Forever. And
I was gonna say like Batman had its time and stuff.
Clooney.
Well, of course you have then you have Tim Burton Batmans too that like led into.
But those were like the '90s. That was
Christian
like
Bale was Batman.
that
That
one.
came much.
that was
Brock
like-
came much later.
That was like 08.
Okay.
That was going 08.
Okay.
So we already had 2 Spider-Mans by the time we got
Yeah.
Christian Bale. Yeah.
Oh, we had one.
Oh, well. Anyway.
Anyway, yeah.
Anyway.
Anyway, dates don't really matter. Anyway, I remember going to see the OG Spider-Man. It was funny because we had some kind of deal where like if you brought like canned goods, like if you brought like some kind of canned goods for like a drive, you got like free tickets for it. And it was at like the local Dollar Theater, like right. Shout out to Gainesville, Florida. Right in the same plaza.
Dollar Theater to see Spider-Man? You didn't go to like the big X.
We saw it late.
Infinity IMAX.
We saw it late. We saw it late.
Super conglomerate.
Yeah, we saw it late, bro.
Yeah, dude, that sounds like the field trip version, you know, like that they
Yeah.
take the elementary school
Yeah,
kids, like just sign the
That
waiver to
11
the
o'clock,
parents,
like,
and stuff,
showing.
get on the bus
I
and
want to
give
see
$2.
Holes on one of those. I want to see the movie Holes on one of those on a school field trip.
I saw The Emperor's New Groove on one of those.
101 Dalmatians. Yeah.
101 Dalmatians.
Yeah.
We all remember our school field trip to the movies.
Yup.
Yeah. But yeah, man, I remember we brought our canned goods, got our tickets, went to go see it, and we were doing this literally the entire
Yes.
freaking day.
Yeah.
Go Web Go.
Go Web Go.
Yeah. And we went to a store, and I remember like me and my cousin were like doing it. She's like, "Oh, you guys just saw Spider-Man." We're like, "Yes, we did."
Yeah.
And then, yep, the rest of this.
So that same feeling, like where were you at when you first saw the first Spider-Man? Did you see it on release, or did you see it later on DVD or on TV? And then
I think Blockbuster was still open. I think we rented it with my dad and stuff. Like I think I was visiting my dad, and like one of our family traditions, like whenever we'd go to Blockbuster. He'd take me and my siblings. There were 4 of us total, and then we would just go up and down the aisles, and everyone got to pick out a movie. So I think that's when Blockbuster.
So you saw
was
that
still
thing
around.
4 months later, because
Yeah.
you know when it hit DVD, you know,
Damn near 4 years.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like you skipped a season.
Listen, the transition from movie theaters to home video used to be rough, boy.
It
You
was
used to
long,
wait.
bro.
You used to wait, man. Now it's like you like turn around and like
It's
oh,
on
it's already
Prime.
on DVD and Prime
It's
and
on-
streaming
Or
and all
it's-
this other stuff.
Yeah.
He's on Blu-ray at Walmart
Yeah.
for $25.99 next to whatever Nicolas Cage movies out that nobody's ever heard of. They selling them both on deals.
Whatever,
finds a
Scorpion
way.
King,
He
Scorpion
finds a way.
King.
He stays in the mix. Nick
He
Cage,
does.
bro, stays in the mix. And you know what? I'm okay with it. I'm never tired of seeing Nick Cage.
I'm never tired of
He
watching
keeps
his
it fresh.
videos, losing it ever.
Oh.
No. He makes it fun.
Him and Ray Liotta, I will watch him till the end of time. I don't care what straight to DVD movie it is.
Where really ought to been there.
Exactly. Redbox. That's where he's been. But anyway, like so that same feeling of like the new Spider-Man coming into theater. It felt like this is the turn of the century of filmmaking because this if you a lot of people say that it was Robert Downey Jr. that started it. But I feel like Spider-Man was the one that really started like the new age of superhero cinematic, like big extravaganza. Like this is you got to go to the theaters to see this type thing. Blockbuster hits. I really think it started with Spider-Man. Then X-Men took it to the next level because that was like the first time we didn't believe that we could see all these characters interact at the same time on the screen and all of it work as well as it did.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't think it was possible to see a Green Goblin done at all. Like, how do you get, like, a character like the Green Goblin from, like, the cartoon show we were watching in the 90s on Fox every morning?
Yeah.
How do you take that and to put it into, like, in a legit real-world, like, live-action film? We didn't think it was possible, and they made that possible. And I get that same feeling from watching No Way Home. Me personally. I got that same feeling all over again. I felt like a kid again watching the movie.
Nah, I ain't gonna lie. Like watching the first time seeing, which is funny because like now there's like I see the way technology has evolved and CG and all that. But man, like watching Tobey Maguire swing like through the New York City and do the flips and stuff, you know, you still get like first time just watching it, I was just like and then man, it's great. It's so great.
I feel like for me personally as a viewer, when I saw that, it's like you get the feeling of flying. I don't know if you've ever been. I forget like which theme park it is, but like they put you in a room and then they have the visual of flying or flight, and like you feel your balance kind of moving differently. I think that's the thing that got me visually about seeing that one the first time.
So for everybody watching this at this point, by the time you see this recording, it's probably going to break more records. But right now, what are we at with Spider-Man No Way Home? It's broken. It's like third of all time, and like
Miss Oracle.
Oracle.
I do know it's Sony's highest grossing film ever. Like
yes.
That's
like 600 million.
I'm pretty sure it's like even past the billion mark at that point.
Well, last time I checked, it was 600 million.
600 million.
So I'm pretty sure it's like it's worldwide. It's probably a bill.
I'm pretty sure
it's crossing bill.
I could feel you guys looking to me to still find the
No,
answer.
we're just gonna talk.
But this was like, honestly, as far as MCU films, this is that next pivotal one. Like Iron Man was the first one. Then I would say Guardians. Then Deadpool. I think Deadpool was because it was the first rated R one.
Yeah, it was the first rated R superhero movie that could,
because Blade was rated R. If you want to.
Well, technically, Deadpool at the time, this was before MCU bought them.
Oh yeah.
So it was still Fox. I think
Right.
it was still Fox. They still had it. But yeah, but that's still like
Right.
Like,
and then Black Panther, I would say, was after then Infinity War, and then Endgame, and I feel like this is the one that's the next pivotal one.
I will say this is the first Marvel property since Endgame to like really make me be like, oh, that's why I love Marvel. That's why I love
right.
MCU.
It brought me back.
Yeah.
Because Captain Marvel sure as hell didn't.
You didn't like WandaVision, did you?
No, I couldn't get into it.
What?
Do you like any of the shows? Any of the Marvel shows?
I love Loki and Captain America, Captain Falcon and
Falcon and Winter Soldier.
I
I
like
thought that was
those.
cool.
First of all, we're going to touch on this really quick. So 1.16 billion worldwide.
Okay.
You were right. Sony's top grossing movie ever. Great. But WandaVision, okay, can you tell us why you didn't like that?
I just couldn't get into it.
Why?
I
think it was too slow.
It was
it was pretty slow.
And I got to like episode 3, and everybody was like, "Yo, episode 2 is where it gets crazy." Okay, it's not crazy yet. Episode 4 is where it gets. So you find out. I'm like, okay,
just the rabbit hole just keeps going.
Whatever.
Okay, so
you're gonna find out when it gets to you. When they find out, I'm like, okay, I found out.
Just couldn't get.
Quicksilver.
I'm angry because I really enjoyed it because I like the way it was filmed. I like how it touched on like the different ways sitcoms were filmed throughout time.
That's
like that part
cute.
was really interesting.
I like the
It wasn't cute. It
mystery.
was super cool.
I love the mystery of it. Like the mystery of it, like starting off is like, what is this world? Like, what's Wanda's role in it? Like, does she know? Is it? And then like the more they answered, the less interesting it got for me personally.
Yep.
So like,
the mystery was driving the plot.
Yeah. Like it was like,
But you figured it out, or it was just like
no, it was just like, oh, that's what we doing. And then like
exactly.
And then like
I seen where it was going before they even got to
well,
that.
I was hoping,
like,
I was thinking they were gonna like turn her into a full fledged villain. We're gonna get back into Spider-Man. Like, we're just talking about the MCU right now.
Time constraints.
We got time. But anyway,
save that for later.
Yeah, that's a later discussion.
moving on.
But,
Anyway, all right. So that's Spider-Man 1. Spider-Man 2.
I watched it on bootleg when I first watched it.
Good Lord.
Not gonna lie.
Good
2004. I watched it on bootleg. I mean, the guy walked in front of the screen and everything. It was amazing. But this is also regarded as the best Spider-Man movie up until.
That's mine.
Yeah,
It's
I
still
agree.
mine.
It's still one of the, to me, like, storyline, character motivation,
Yep.
plot
still
driven,
Still hits.
still hits, conflict everywhere.
Even the fight off when like they're fighting. I think their
the
first
side of
fight
the
is
building.
on the side of the building.
Yeah.
Yep, and then it moves to the train.
One of the greatest, I think, cinematically one of the greatest fight scenes ever in film history. Here's the biggest fight in that movie: Peter Parker and Rent. That man was. That's what drove.
I got eyes like a rodent.
Yes, that man in his super of the building.
He was great.
He was going through it, and then they had the relationship issues. Then you had problems with Harry, and like he was going through it, and that's what we missed after after that. I don't think we had another superhero like really go through the grit and grind of like the person, the personality, you know. Feeling pain like from his girl. He was getting all sorts of ways. Then he told Aunt May about Ben, Uncle Ben.
Oh yeah, that was.
She walked out. I'm like, oh, he has nobody, man. He's alone, and he can't pay his rent, and he got fired. And J. Jonah stiffing him on money. They just grinded him into dirt.
Yeah.
Till the point he didn't even want to be Spider-Man anymore.
Yeah, my dog said once my dog fell out that building one time, he was like, "Nah, I'm cool."
Yeah, I'm good.
Like, I'm good.
I'm good. And he was failing in school. It was bad, dude. So I think that's what makes Spider-Man the hero, because even though his life is going to just being pulverized into smithereens, he's still like something still draws him to be a hero and do the right thing.
It's the selflessness.
That's usually the origin story to create a villain.
Yeah.
If you think about it. But he's still fought that and became a hero and did the right thing.
No, I think that's what makes him so relatable.
It makes him
stuff,
noble.
because
Exactly.
everybody goes to, like, everybody knows what it's like to struggle paycheck to paycheck, or like, at least for the most part and stuff. Everybody knows what it's like to have like a
talk that
teacher.
junk. No.
Right, or like have like a mentor like on your ass saying like, hey, this isn't good enough and your priorities are messed up, and then you have like all of those other life factors. So I feel like Spider-Man, out of all other heroes or things that I've seen in Marvel,
He's definitely one of the most relatable.
Relatable, which makes him probably has something to do with why he's the highest grossing out of all.
Exactly, because like
when in doubt, make a Spider-Man film. Make a Spider-Man film.
Delivery, and everybody's that. But like once again, those are the motivations that drive the character, so you understand why he has to do what he has to do to get what he wants out of life. Then go be the superhero. But usually those things is like what drives people to like turn to be like Sandman, like still struggling in life and having to rob. So he had to just turn to Robin, and like that's what killed Uncle Ben and stuff like that. Yeah. So you're getting like a lot of different faces of just real people and real emotion and real conflict,
real talk.
Right. So, and I think for me, I'll jump ahead to, because I'm not going to go through Andrew Garfield all like that.
Wait, why are we skipping Andrew Garfield?
You know why we skip it. You know why we skipping Spider-Man 3. I'll tell you that right now. You know why we skipping Spider-Man 3.
Okay. I will say this about Spider-Man 3.
Quick.
I have
30 seconds.
Okay. I have a newfound respect for that movie.
You're not the first person I heard say that.
Okay, so when it first came out, couldn't stand it. I was like, okay, this is bad.
Seconds.
And then I rewatched it like some years later before the Andrew Garfield joints, and I was like, you know what? There's actually something here. Like in the first half, it's actually pretty solid. Then as the film continues, it gets in a cliff. Yeah, it turns into a
falls off.
By the time the third act comes, it's a whole complete mess.
And they also make you hate Mary Jane.
Oh yeah,
they make you hate her. She turns spiteful and very petty. It's ugly. But so moving on, Tom Holland. That was my struggle in the beginning when he was brought into the MCU. Yeah. He was kind of babied too much. We didn't see that struggle like in Spider-Man 2 with Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man. He was too babied.
That's fair.
You know what I mean? He like right away when you debuted in Civil War, he kind of just got recruited like he's going like from the college or high school to college, like from Tony Stark. He was like, here's a suit. Like, why you running around in pajamas? Come on, here's a suit. I need you to fight Captain America with me. Like, whoa, wait, what? Hold up. First of all, that's another thing. We've had this discussion before. So you mean to tell me this kid is good enough to fight Black Panther, Captain America, Ant-Man, and
basically fight half the Avengers,
WandaVision and all that, but he's struggling against criminals and like he's tripping and falling through, running through freaking yards, and he's so uncoordinated and goofy. I'm like, it's like when they finally got to Homecoming. That was when he finally got to Homecoming. It was kind of like backwards. I'm like, why is he so clumsy? Yeah. Without spider sense. Yeah. So there was a lot of inconsistencies with that Spider-Man. That's why I kind of like him on Homecoming.
It makes you wonder what, like, if the writers changed throughout that, you know, to like carry on those consistencies. Yeah. I always wonder about that backstage production.
My issues with Homecoming was kind of more so I don't know, man. Just like it didn't really feel like a Spider-Man movie.
No,
that was kind
Tony
of like
Stark featuring Spider-Man.
It was It just I don't
know,
know,
like a DJ Khaled mixtape.
There's a little bit here, a little bit there.
Yeah. I'm like, cool. Whose album is this again?
There's a little bit to get you through here.
I'm like, hold on. Okay, yeah, cool.
Get you through the traffic jam. Yeah.
Oh, there's Spider-Man. There we go. Like, the best part of that movie was when he finally, like, pushed the rubble up from the thing, which was actually a throwback to the comic. Yeah. From that one scene when he finally, I am Spider-Man, throws the thing up, goes after him, takes off. I was like, okay, that's, to me, the redeeming quality of that film, to me. And it was cute with like the comic books and writing, the good doodles, artwork, and all that. I was like,
I did like there's a few like little gags here and there I thought were kind of cool, like the whole Captain America kind of being in the the little. Like, you know, those like little not infomercials,
Yeah,
the educational videos you used to watch as a. So I thought it was pretty cool. Like
announcements in the school.
Yeah,
I like that.
So I thought that was pretty dope.
But
like
once again, it's a mixtape.
Yeah.
And once
Now
again,
featuring
it kept
SZA.
getting bailed out of danger from Tony Stark and all the Iron Man suits with the boat scenes. I'm like, I need Spider-Man to overcome something. And that one scene where he lifted the rubble was where he did.
Yeah.
But once again, we didn't get that Spider-Man 2 of like grinding him into the dirt.
Yeah.
We didn't get
No, he definitely. I mean, he got like messed up, but like I don't know, just didn't really. I don't know. For some reason, Spider-Man: Homecoming was cool, but that was like it. I wasn't like.
people.
Okay, so I've never seen this.
Yes.
Okay,
One,
so
I'm
what-
just. Well,
What
I'm
is your
just.
take on what is your take on Tom Holland Spider-Man from what you have?
Okay,
seen?
no, just pause. Like,
Yeah.
just to go off of what it sounds like
Yeah.
Homecoming was and stuff. It sounds like a filler episode to something.
Yes.
To get
it,
to
it
this.
was in between.
That's what
something.
that sounds
yeah.
like.
Yeah, it felt like it was just like it was out of place in what we were doing. To like, we already seen Spider-Man in Captain America's movie, which is kind of like / Avengers.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't really like his movie when we finally got to Homecoming. We didn't feel his movie. I felt like No Way Home finally became his movie.
It really kind
Well,
of more so felt a little bit more of his movie.
Would you have felt
we haven't
differently if
talked
it jumped right into it, or like do
Yeah.
you think the segue was necessary? Because it kind of sounds like maybe for production to get to here, like they
Well,
planned for it.
That was
be
the way to
way.
get Spider-Man in Infinity War and get him in Endgame before we got here.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's where they were going. So I understood the reasons by but for me to finally feel for Tom Holland, it took this. Because you took the Aunt May was away. You took like his suit away. You took Stark.
It had more stakes. It had it felt like it had more stakes. Like him constantly messing up actually had consequences, which got spoilers. Aunt May killed, and
We'll get there.
But
if you haven't already heard, it's
yeah,
been
if you haven't,
out, like,
if you haven't already
weeks.
heard, but yeah, they got Aunt May killed, and it just got. Even though, and a little tidbit of filmmaking. Basically, what the original spell was supposed to be like, everyone was gonna forget about him, like him being
That he's Spider-Man.
That he's Spider-Man.
Not originally forget
him,
but
but
forget that he was Spider-Man.
so not only do you get the original wish, you even take it a step further. So it's kind of brings it like a back, kind of like a 360. So
Yes.
you see like him like fighting to keep something, and then at the end being the adult to being like, no, it's better this way,
Which
and
is
walk
what
away from everything.
Which is what Spider-Man does. He sacrifices
Exactly.
the things he loves for the greater good. Which is
Exactly.
finally he had that moment. We didn't see that with Tom Holland, even in what was it? Go Far Away Home.
Far.
What was the one?
I was like, we never talk about Far From Home.
I actually liked that one. I thought it was cool because
I did too, but I can't really tell you what happened in it, like outside
Mysterio,
of the
Once again, that's a Tony Stark villain. His gripe was with Tony Stark, and he's taking out on Spider-Man. He's in the way, so it's like that's not even your villain.
Now you know beef, car.
Yeah, bro. Like, hold up, like, you take this up with like Happy, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like Tony was dead at the time, so he couldn't even resolve it properly. So it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think that kind of added on to Tom Holland going through the muck of things with his audience and stuff with the conspiracy theorists?
What
Like
was
that
the
kind of.
conspiracies?
Yeah,
What were you-
this is first.
Oh,
This is
well,
news to me.
that he did kill Mysterio. I didn't see the movie before, but
Oh, yeah,
like
yeah,
with
yeah,
the.
yeah. Yeah, so that's another thing. Like you didn't see. So you're like that's why I wanted to ask you your take on Tom Holland's Spider-Man. You're jumping in from
Really, Tobey Maguire, because that's really the last one I didn't really keep up with it. I saw the
Right.
previews.
But you missed Andrew Garfield, right?
You didn't miss
yeah,
much.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Yeah,
I did.
okay.
I
You
did.
didn't miss much.
Yeah. So
Wait,
you
what?
missed Andrew Garfield.
Yeah, you didn't miss much.
But so take your take on this on Tom Holland Spider-Man is only seeing Spider-Man is Peter Parker. Go.
So
Well, I did see him, or in the other MCU, like Civil War and
Right,
Endgame
right.
and stuff.
I was gonna
I thought he
ask, was that
cute
your
and quirky.
first introduction to him? Well, that was everyone's first introduction to Tom Holland Spider-Man was Civil War. So yeah, I thought he actually nailed that one. That actually,
Civil War was
I
great.
liked
was
it.
cool.
I thought he was
Yeah.
cute, and it was like he had like this
was
quirky
adorable.
character. It was
Yeah,
he was
he was
supposed
adorable.
to be like the lighthearted relief with all the other like very serious to have other serious superheroes.
yeah,
So
that
there
actually
was,
got
like, that nice
me.
contrast
That got
to
like
it.
everyone excited for Homecoming, and then when Homecoming came, and it was just like it was kind of just. It was fine. It was you're just
I felt
like,
like I'd rather play the story of the game again rather
yeah.
than watch Homecoming.
oh gosh,
I'd rather play the PlayStation.
you know my gripe with the game,
I forget what it was.
Mary Jane.
Boy, she was extra.
Boy, she was extra.
She was boy.
Boy, when
Like, do you want him? What do you want?
Do you want to live? Because he is trying to save your life. Why are you
I can
yelling
do it
at him?
myself. Like, all right.
Dude had a gun pointed to him. Spider-Man saves. Oh my God! Why would you do that? I was like, oh, okay.
You
listen.
know what?
You're interrupting all the fast web swinging moments just to sneak
around.
just
That's
to
Mary
sneak.
Jane.
Yep, because that's fun. That's fun. That's why I want
I
to
got a report.
That's why I want to do it in my Spider-Man game. Sneak.
As Spider-Man, yeah. Not as her.
Moving on.
You can't crawl through vents.
You get a little taser. Got to shock somebody.
I'm like, Lord, you know what? Even that was Stark technology.
Oh God. Please move on.
Going on. But yeah, so you're
Who is your definitive do you have like a favorite Spider-Man film out of curiosity? Would it be this one?
It should definitely be this one at this point.
Well, like with how popular this one is and what everyone's saying.
No, don't go by what everybody else like. What's the heart say? What does your heart say?
I enjoyed this.
Yeah,
I did. I don't really. I guess this might sound bad, but I don't remember the other ones being crazy memorable to where I can like quote off of or have like moments. Except William Dafoe. He is an amazing villain. An amazing actor.
I'm somewhat of a scientist myself. That brought me like whoosh.
Nice little callback.
But
I was like, oh, nice little callback.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
but like, once again, it still sticks.
Yeah. So to piggyback off of what you brought up to begin with, like as a celebration of all the other Spider-Mans and stuff, and I liked how when he unmasked himself to Jamie Foxx's character, and he was like, "Oh, I thought like maybe you'd be black or something."
Those Spider-Mans would be a black man.
Yeah. I love that because then like there's
probably
also
a black one out there somewhere.
Yeah,
I was like,
I loved that line because then there's a Spider-Verse, which is awesome. I don't know if that's included with this whole bunch, but like it is.
It could be. Now this opens up the doorways for it. We could have Peter Porker hop in here, and I'd be okay with it. We could have Nick Cage come in here with the noir
Spider-Man noir.
Jump in. Yeah. We don't know. That all those are possible now.
Who's the chick with the little Spider-Man mech?
Yeah, I forgot.
That was actually kind of cool. I almost,
great.
I almost kind of want to actually look up that comic.
I'd play that game.
Yeah, I actually would. Yeah, I'll check out a story with her and that little mech. I was like, all right. But speaking of Jamie Foxx, before we move on, have any of y'all seen Baby Driver?
Yes.
Yeah. Didn't that remind you of his character in that one as Bats or whatever his name?
Yeah.
Yeah, Spider-Man.
Yeah. Like,
I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, he did good. He did good.
There's some criticism out there. Like, Jamie Foxx was the worst part of the
Amazing
cast
Spider-Man
of
2.
the movie. Of this movie.
Why?
Really? You think it was?
I thought it was the lizard.
They said, well, I think it was him. It's the alien one. I think they were saying it because he was black. I'm kidding. But no, it's basically. I think like they just said it was like kind of like out of place. The character from I thought he was fine. He was
fine. Who are these people?
You'd be surprised. I listened to enough other reviews to say like he was probably the weaker act of all the characters that they. But you're putting a lot of like.
There's a lot of characters.
There's a lot of characters interacting right now.
Yeah, plus other villains from other universes
and
who
everybody
are
was
interacting
funny.
for the first time. Like I thought it was really cool to see those players interact with each other because most of the time it's like the villain interacting with the hero, but to have them all like play off of each other, I thought that was super interesting. And like I'm actually hoping to see that later in the future. We get to see other villains team up in a way, not kind of show their perspective. I think I'd be interested in that.
I like the fact that like for me, I enjoyed seeing like just not only just them interacting,
except the lizard. I'm just kidding.
But everybody was equally funny. Everybody was equally funny. Everybody had. It wasn't like, oh, he's the comic relief, so he has to say something funny every time. Mm-hmm. I thought everybody was generally funny. Happy was funny, interacting with May, and then like that
was great.
Like
that was pretty fun.
Oh, you guys are having sex? What? And then he jumps in like, oh yeah, we broke.
Didn't
up.
that feel like a kind of like, didn't that feel like a kind of like a old school kind of? I don't know. This Spider-Man film kind of has like a more of a old school vibe, kind of like even like the whole gag with like, oh my God, they're they're having sex and they're in the thing. That feels like an old joke that you wouldn't really see like in modern comedies or modern films now. And I was like, oh, that's pretty funny.
It was funny.
But it made sense because like Peter's like trying to change and get out the because they're being stalked and
you don't know how tricky that is. That's like a 4-person character, one shot like tracking shot in comedic. That's really hard to do, and they pulled that off very well. Like for like.
I like it, like all the chaos outside the thing, and they don't know what's going on, and everything's frantic.
With all that, that's not easy. But it was like really well done for non-comedic characters per se. And then like to flip that at the end and be the drama as well with the same character.
Oh, it hit.
That's very like that's commendable, and you don't see that in MCU. So I thought that was great. So like for Jamie Foxx to just like kind of like I'm like he did fine. He was
fine.
Excellent.
He was fine.
Like, you ain't just gonna stand there and act like I ain't just standing here butt naked. Like that's I thought I popped for that.
Yeah, I thought that was.
I feel like Jamie Foxx ad-libbed a lot of his lines, which is cool.
Like it.
Yeah,
some ad-libs work for people. Some I thought it was good, but
it was. I don't know. It depends on. I guess it depends on your tolerance of Jamie Foxx.
No, I love
so.
the
did
open
y'all
floor plan.
Yeah, right.
Like, I was sarcastic. I liked it.
Like
except
like,
the lizard.
Yeah, I like it here already. He's like, is that a tree super villain? No, man, it's just a tree.
Just tree.
Yeah.
Like, what were y'all likes and dislikes? If you could pick your top 2 likes and dislikes.
I'm still on the fence about how they wrote Doctor Strange. I don't know, man.
I
like,
can see that the holes.
Yeah, it's just like there's a part of me because especially when you go back to Infinity War, I feel like when he tells Tony Stark, he's like, "Hey, I'll let the boy die if it means I gotta protect this stone." Like, no, like they're very cut and dry. Like, "Hey, this is for the greater good. I'm willing to do whatever." And it goes from like that to, "Oh yeah, I'll help you cast this spell that'll wipe everyone's memory."
He has a relationship with him now, though. I'm sorry, I love Doctor Strange. I will defend him.
You'll defend him.
He's also also blipped for 5 years. So he's coming back from that traumatic experience, so I can understand that. And some people are like, "Oh, he just like so you're willing to just do like a big memory wipe for the world just for him?" Like what? And then but they covered that when he was like we done it for less. Remember that palace the what's the name party? He was like, "No, exactly." Because so they've used that spell before.
I mean,
to wipe clean memories of like
you can, I guess.
So I thought that kind of protected it. At least it's there.
Well, you can throw in like I guess like his overconfidence, harping back to his original movie because I only saw that movie once, but
I watched it a couple times. Yeah, I think it's still good.
It's fine. I love the third act of that movie. Like I think it's very creative.
Great, very great.
Yeah, but anyway, yeah, I guess you can go harping back to his overconfidence of like I'm Doctor Strange. I know what I'm doing. So I don't know. It just felt odd to me. But I did like I don't know. There's a part where like I was trying to guess if it really was Doctor Strange or not. I know you saw those theories kind of going around.
What?
Yeah, or like I don't know. Like there's a part when he's like about to cast a spell and it gets like real creepy. He's like, "And don't call me sir." And it's like really like I was like, oh. Like that was kind of creepy. I don't know. I don't like how you. Yeah, when he takes Peter into the spell room or whatever. The
I
dark
thought it
room.
was a cute joke, but there's something more to it.
No, I'm not saying there is.
It just
no. There's theories that it's not actually Doctor Strange. It's Mephisto or whatever. I've seen like little stuff like that online. I don't know. Not saying that's what it is. I doubt it.
Doctor Strange.
Bring Mephisto in there. Okay.
No, that would be dope.
I'm liking what they're doing. I like that they're bringing in like these Spider-Man animated series tropes in there a little bit.
What do you mean?
To the movies, like the Mephisto, and then like they failed, but they're trying with like the Carnage and everything, and like now you got Morbius coming, and now
I'll give you.
They gave that little teaser at the end with like a little Easter egg possible
with the symbiote.
No, of Kraven the Hunter coming through.
Oh, with the silhouettes.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't really get to see
that
like
was Kraven and it was Scorpion.
Oh, okay.
And then they showed a Rhino coming through.
Oh, okay.
And then they finally.
I think I saw the Rhino. I didn't really make out whoever else was.
Yeah, it was Kraven the Hunter.
I can't say like with those things, like those Easter eggs, my favorite thing about watching the MCU films is always that last thing in the end that's kind of like a teaser to like what's coming next.
Oh,
and it like leaves you with something to look forward to. I feel like with his best friend when they were joking about like, oh, my best friend grows up and like I had to kill him or he died in my arms.
Oh, that was funny. Yeah, that was funny.
And stuff. And so it's like now that like everyone's memory is wiped, it's there. And I'm just like, oh no, like this fun loving like best friend has to. He's just gonna like I'm kind of foreseeing like maybe instead like he has this relationship with MJ later and stuff, and then he gets really protective of her, and like it becomes like this love romance thing, and like as Tom Holland's trying to come back and get Zendaya and stuff, or that MJ, if there's gonna be some sort of conflict. Michelle Jones, like that new like that's a whole new love triangle right there. That's just different. Like that's different. So that's something I foresee.
How did y'all feel about like Ned? Did Ned actually have like powers? I know he had like an artifact from Doctor Strange, but I remember him being like, "Yeah, I'm part. I have like wizardry in my family or some shit." You like that?
I don't know who they're supposed to be, but
I didn't think that was necessary. I kind of just wish he just kind of had the. I don't know. It was just
no, man, because like if you watch Doctor Strange, it took him forever. He had to go to the Himalayas to figure out how to open that portal. And he was kind of just like playing around, and it just opened. I'm like. No, you got to give some reason for why it's working for him.
Like, I don't mind Ned, like, having, like, little mystic artifacts and playing around with it. I just thought the thing
what bothered me?
Having a power just was kind of...
Just out of nowhere, just given.
I thought it was kind of corny and cheesy and lame.
What?
Building a freaking Captain America statue on the Statue of Liberty, the shield. I was like...
I wasn't expecting that.
Kind of whack. I threw my whack card. I don't throw it often, but I threw my flag in there. I was like, I don't like it.
You think
why would they choose Captain America?
Oh, what, the Captain America shield? I mean, if in the world of the MCU, it makes sense. No? I didn't mind that. I'm trying to think, like, is there anything I would... Other than, like, Doctor Strange writing...
if I had to say if I had a complaint...
All my complaints are relatively minor.
Very.
Yeah.
Very. The doohickey that just happens to make every device that can cure all these.
I was gonna say that's very convenient. It's convenient, but I
thought it was a dishwasher. I made it. Let's do it. I'm like, what's the time frame here? Did he just like...
Well, you have like all the Peter Parkers.
Though, right?
Like, of course, but it's like the magic Stark box. Can just make anything
Well, you have all the Peter Parkers. They're like, oh yeah, I fought him before. I know how to cure him. And that was very convenient. That basically felt like, all right, let's move this along. Let's like, okay, we gotta get to the action. We gotta get, we know what y'all want to see. And
you had 4 very powerful villains sitting very cooperatively for a large amount of time to create these cures and all these things. That was like a little...
How did they get them over there, though? Like, if you were a real-life villain, right? Well, first of all, you wouldn't know that you're a villain.
Well, they just cooperatively walked there.
Yeah. After they were caged up, like, what would stop you from just walking off and doing your own thing?
Like, what would stop it? Like, what drained Electro of his powers that he couldn't use him in the time from going from the castle and all that, or from the lair and locked up prison to the apartment?
I actually...
What stopped him from using his powers?
Okay, I can't say that they all agreed that before they got there, they were like, oh, I was about to die, or I was fighting Spider-Man and I was about to die, right? So it's just like, oh, well,
So they all just, like, made a pact? Like, what's stopping them from...
Because they know, like, maybe it's to explore the other fate of, well, if I'm different, then maybe I won't die.
I just think it was way too cooperative to get them there.
Yeah,
it's just like, fair. It's a time lapse right there that just happened. Unless, like I don't know, maybe like Doctor Strange, like, they walk through a portal and they're in the apartment. Okay, they don't have that long of a decision to make of that choice. But they just like went all the way across town in New York traffic, which we know how long that takes to just boom, 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 to go to an apartment and leave. Oh, you stay here in this truck, big lizard man.
That was funny.
Yeah.
Where's the lizard? He's in the truck. And he just walks.
He's just like, I'm like.
And he just waits for the ruckus to break out of it.
Yeah, he's like, oh yeah. And then goes. I'm like,
so it's begun.
Yo, he really, I guess like, it's like clearly just
it's
like,
too cooperative.
Oh yeah, we gotta have the lizard on. He's too expensive to animate, so just give him like 5 second Little quip here.
I remember this is something like again like I don't know why this made me think of that, but it was something that you had mentioned borrowing stock photo or stock images to recreate certain things. That was something.
Scenes with the Sandman who wasn't really there. He was cast. They just used Spider-Man 3 footage.
I wouldn't have known unless you said that, and then I just
Did they really?
bothered.
Yeah.
Oh
like
my
that,
gosh.
That footage of him turning back into a human.
Yeah.
That was like him in the sewer. That's the same footage. It's stock footage from Spider-Man 3 because the actor wasn't in the movie. That's not even his voice.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I did not know that.
Yeah.
At all.
It's real.
That is dope.
So they use stock footage. I'm gonna say the actual character.
That is hilarious.
Hilarious.
That's actually pretty clever because I didn't even pick up on it.
No. Oh yeah, that was something I looked up.
Okay.
Boom.
What I did like about about going to see Spider-Man again, because I saw it twice. You've seen it.
I just seen it once.
You've seen it once.
Yeah.
I was really it stood out to me how the same pops occurred during the same scenes.
Oh yeah.
So it was
Same
like,
here.
okay, so like this is like super effective. It wasn't a different reaction. So just to have that type of mastery and storytelling, to know that you're gonna get this here and get that there, like I was really impressed by that.
We were talking a little bit before the before we started recording. You good over there, bro? You good?
We got an intern in here today, guys.
Hey.
The multiverse breaking apart.
Yeah, we'll figure it
We
out.
got janky equipment.
Yeah.
We're talking
When
about
oh yeah, so we brought up you said like how everybody popped for when Matt Murdock appeared on screen.
Huge.
And you didn't.
Once
you haven't
again.
watched. So you haven't watched Daredevil
yet.
yet. Yeah.
You gotta go
Oh,
back.
you would actually like it. I think you
Very
would like
much
it.
so.
Yeah, it's a very good series.
Well, I mean, I keep being told that.
Yeah.
But why?
Season 1,
It's
season
very-
3 are
it's very-
great.
It's very crime oriented, like underbelly crime stuff. It feels like
Seems I relate. Yeah.
yeah. Well, you like narratives like that.
Yeah. God damn that bitch.
Oh my goodness. I thought you were scared.
So you're driving a camera. I didn't know that's a setup right there. Technology.
Okay, we're good.
Okay.
Maybe if
But
we
yeah.
shake with it, it'll
If you
calibrate.
everybody,
All right. All right.
I think you would like Daredevil and Punisher series very much so because like crime oriented. Like we've been watching crime oriented shows for like the past 3 months. So
It's true.
Okay. Yeah,
and
definitely.
Jessica Jones too. I'm a
Jessica Jones. The
I've-
first season is really well. I like the second season, but you have to like the characters because it's
hate her sister.
it's very character driven. So
Mm.
if you don't like the characters, that's
hard to
all
tell
it
you.
is. Just them doing stuff. Like there's not
Just
really
doing
much.
stuff.
Yeah, them doing stuff. Then going through personal traumas and all that. So if you don't like the characters, you ain't
You
gonna.
know what I
like
hate?
the
I
show.
hate characters that think they know more than the superhero. I hate it.
Oh, that's
That's not how you do it. I'm like, really, really.
Well,
But
show
that's
me.
why you
All the
need the
private-
superhero, though. That's what elevates the superhero.
What?
The naysayers.
No, they think they know better, and they like, oh, you know more than me, the private investigator who's super strong and be throwing the cars around. Like, I don't know what I'm doing, huh? Yeah. Like, come on. Or people that be trying to tell Doctor Strange how to run the universe, how to do spells, and are like, oh, that's you could do it. Like, no, you don't know. Why? Like,
Did
did that bother you?
what?
Spider-Man best in
Okay, that did kind of bother me
Did
a
that
little
bother
bit.
you?
That did
Okay.
bother me a little bit.
Spider-Man
Enlighten me?
Getting the best
over
of on Doctor Strange
in the
and
Mirrorverse.
locking him in the
In the Mirrorverse.
and locking him in the Mirrorverse.
Did that bother you?
That bothered me.
Now knowing what you know about Doctor Strange.
I thought it helped Spider-Man out. It helped put over his nerdiness of liking geometry and knowing numbers and the math thing. And how else could he defeat and like just put over the science of science?
That was kind of
Okay.
interesting. Like you have like the mystic arts versus science, and kind of like almost like this faith versus or magic versus science kind of
Mind
thing.
against
Yeah.
Mind
magic.
against
But-
yeah.
Yeah. So when I initially saw it, I wasn't upset because I didn't see Doctor Strange yet. Like this movie
When
made
did
me
you watch
want
Doctor Strange?
to
If you don't remember,
like
Literally
right
2 weeks
after.
ago.
oh,
Like literally right after I saw
did
the
you know
movie.
who he
'cause-
was when he showed up in
No,
the thing?
so I knew.
What up,
I knew.
Benedict?
I knew
Oh damn!
Come
this guy?
back.
Does he
Hey.
have a wand?
What's up?
Does it magic things?
Benny,
Getting kind of old there. What's up with the gray hair?
So I knew Doctor Strange existed because my sister she told me to watch him whenever he first came out, and I just never got into it. But it wasn't until I saw this film with like all the mirror stuff and like all the mysticism. I would like immediately after I saw this, like I think I watched Doctor Strange 2 days later. After I went to the theater to see it. But yeah, had I seen that first and watched his ass get handed to him in his own domain, like yeah, I would have been upset.
Yeah, it was kind of weird. I was like, oh, I mean, I get it because it's Spider-Man's film, so he has to come out on top. You can't have him lose like that.
Strange.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, or
Can't job to Strange.
Or
Can't job
or
Strange.
if he was, overtaken in that domain, for him to overcome and get out of it. So it still kind of would protect.
I don't mind him like maybe getting the best of, like if they were in like maybe the real world or something, and he like maybe sneakily gets over. But in like Doctor Strange, like bro, you rule here. Like how you.
Oh! I remember my gripe. Okay, so you seen how when he took astro projected his body and his spider senses still works.
Yeah, that was cool.
That's cool.
That was
right?
pretty funny.
Yeah. How come he can't dodge paint with a pedestrian throwing paint at him?
Somebody threw paint at him.
Yeah, that's why his suit. He had to scrub out the suit the whole dang movie.
But
why is everybody missing this point? You
hang
missed
on,
it.
no. Well, okay, so like maybe it was because like so much was going on with the press and stuff because it was such a rush of clips and stuff. So if so much is going on, like media here in your face, like just being overwhelmed by that, like maybe that's why he didn't, because his focus was on there, and maybe the person with the paint wasn't a real danger, just paint.
I totally missed that.
He's literally trying to just grab something out of his hand. That's not danger.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, boy. Your mic is playing tricks.
We're off the rails.
I was like, I argued my points.
Yeah.
How'd y'all feel about, okay, was there ever, like, did y'all ever, like, with all the hype and promotion going on, did y'all ever think that Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire would not be in it?
I had doubts. I was like 70% sure that they were.
I had zero doubts. I'm like, listen, if you're not wasting your time, but if you're gonna go through all the notion to bring back William Dafoe and I forgot who plays Dr. Octopus, that guy,
Doc Otto.
Anyway, the original Doc Ock dude, and all these other people, and Jamie Foxx and all this stuff. I'm like, I guarantee Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire were like the first two, like that you locked down. And even my one friend, but she's like, I don't know if Andrew's going to be in it. Cause I'm just going to talk. She's like, I don't know if he's going to be in it. He said he wasn't going to be in it. I was like, it's okay for him to lie. I was like, there's been
times like the actor slipped up and spoiled, and like
Tom Holland. Tom Holland
Yep.
always spoils like a bunch of
Mark Ruffalo.
So. Oh yeah, he spoils some shit too.
He's like, everybody dies. Like John Cena was like, dude, NDAs, man.
But yeah, I'm like, it's okay for him to lie. I'm like, I don't mind that. I do appreciate that we didn't get that shot of all three Spider-Mans doing their stuff. We didn't get that until the film. Because I feel like you don't get that. I was
totally surprised. I didn't I was not connecting the dots. I was just going to a movie, and then I saw three of them show up, and I popped. I was like, oh, what did you like?
Oh, I remember you.
That's nice. This is so cool. Warm and fuzzy.
Oh, he looks just like the other Spider-Man that used to have movies.
There's a guy. Hey, I remember you in high school.
That's not their Spider-Man.
I think this. I'm appreciative of the fact that this is a redemption period for Andrew Garfield. He redeemed himself. I thought he was always good, but people argued that he was too cool of a Peter Parker.
The film. Okay, so his films didn't know what they wanted him to be.
That's true.
So they were like, "Hey, you're a nerd, but." Hey, you also skateboard?
You also but skateboarding is nerdy.
But like, not the way they showed it though. Like he's Tony Hawk.
Freaking, my man was Tony Hawk.
My dog had special for like 85. What?
Before or after he got bit?
I think this
also it was very kind of uneventful how he kind of got the spider bite. He's just like, oh, spider's on me. Oh,
I don't know, man. It was also what else bothered me about Andrew Garfield? Like what Spider-Man Far From Home did, or No Way Home, good God. Anyway, these titles. Anyway, what this current Spider-Man movie did was show that there's nothing wrong with the actors or the cast It is how they were written, and it was how they were
They've
directed
always
and
had
produced.
strong casts.
Yeah,
and every one of them.
Yeah. Well, I really like the Amazing Spider-Man 2 specifically. Had like a lot of actors I'm a fan of. Like Dane DeHaan was as Harry Osborn.
Yep.
I love
He
Dane
was
DeHaan
hot too at that time.
Yeah,
he was on a hot streak.
He still had God, what's that movie with him and Michael B. Jordan and it was like the Chronicle. Yeah,
I just told her about that last night.
Yeah, that's a great movie. Josh Trank. Ooh, we can talk about Josh Trank. Anyway, but yeah, like you have like Dane DeHaan, who's Sally Fields.
Sally Fields is
Martin Sheen was Uncle Ben
for 2 minutes.
For 2 minutes until he got shot stupidly too. Oh Lord, that's mine. Hey. Oh yeah, so you have like Sally Fields. Emma Uncle
Stone.
Ben got shot really stupidly because if you remember. He dropped like the guy was like he was robbing the place. He dropped the gun, and like Uncle Ben's just like, oh God, a gun! I should probably try and rescue him. I'm like, no, just let dude pick it up and run away, or just don't do that. Just
get away.
Yeah, dude's
danger.
Oh God!
You know what? Let me.
Like I can see if like dude like was pointing at somebody or something, and he's like, oh God, I gotta save.
It's not like they were fighting for the gun.
Yeah,
he just dropped the gun.
Dude just dropped the gun. And he's like, oh God, a gun. I guess I should pick it up. And dude's like, what?
Okay, so what was your opinion on the Emma Stone and Andrew Garfield?
That was the best thing of Amazing Spider-Man 2, to me.
Looking back, the chemistry is very.
That was the best thing of Amazing Spider-Man 2. That was the only thing that really worked.
But their interactions are very quirky and very like new girl.
Yeah. You were touching up. You were touching up.
I think
There's a lot of that going on.
I think they wanted to touch on that, like having not seen that movie, but you bringing that up. I feel like they brought that up with the triple interaction with Spider-Man and stuff. When there was that moment, he was like, Tobey Maguire was like, take a moment and say like, you're amazing and stuff. Like, don't you think that kind of ties in with that?
Yeah, that was definitely like them. Like, no, thank you for being Spider. You are good. Like people like you, like which people do. Like there are people that defend that the Amazing Spider-Man films.
I've defended all the time.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh man. Oh, okay.
You said Spider-Man 3 is not that bad after the second watch.
Listen, I will take Spider-Man. I will take Spider-Man 3 over any of the Amazing Spider-Man movies.
That's a lie.
Dude.
I think where they dropped the ball with that is like they made Spider-Man vengeful in the first one. He was literally trying to.
It makes sense. He was the one that like it was implied that he killed somebody, right? When he's like, I stopped pulling my punches. I was like, oh yeah, you would be the one to catch a body, like deliberately, like intentionally catch a body. Yep.
I also it took me a while to get used to the new Flash Thompson.
Oh yeah, I still don't really, because it's like
I accepted him now, but like a nerd bully. Come on.
Yeah. Although when he gets, I don't know why, like when he gets,
he became more like in this one. He definitely became more like, oh, that's endearing.
Like he tried to be their friend. Like, hey guys, did y'all get in? And then like they didn't. He's like, I got
my book. How me and Peter Parker are best friends. I'm like, that's funny. I like how the joke came all the way through. Yeah, like the first movie. So I'm like, I'll take it. But for a while, I was like, get him out of this movie.
Well, he's the kid from Dope. If you ever seen it, and like.
He's a good actor.
Yeah, no, he's a great actor, but it's just like I don't see him as Flash Thompson. No. Like when I picture Flash Thompson, I picture like.
And why is Flash Thompson so involved in this Spider-Man series? Spider-Man, like after he gets out of high school, you don't kind of hear from Flash no more. Like he's still here through these 3 movies. Let's get away from Flash. Like, you know what I mean? Flash is like, all right.
I don't know, man. I like my classic bullies, man. I like holding the guy over a trash can, dumping quarters out of his pockets. Like,
I want to shove his head in the locker.
Yeah. You know, kick Tom Holland's ass, man. Like,
like
put hands on my dog.
I scored higher test scores than you last year. I'm like,
I'm rich. I'm like,
so we talked about the evolution of, I guess, culture and stuff, or like even like present day. So art imitating life, life imitating art. So maybe that is like a new age.
This is definitely the
people still getting beat up today. I want people still getting their ass kicked today. I want
right, but like the new age bully is stuff is someone who can like put you down in any way that they can, right? And like his thing was just he was desperate for attention. and stuff. Like that's all he ever wanted, right?
Well, they did touch on like I think when is it Far From Home when everyone gets back and like his
the field trip.
Yeah, and like he's like, did mom not make it? And it's like his butler or something. He's like all sad. Like it's like, oh, he really just wants love, but he's got all this money and he doesn't really know. He lives his fantasies through being hypothetically better than everyone else when he really doesn't feel that way. Y'all get that from that one little sliver. Yeah. But no one really cares, so we just move on.
I'd rather see the origin story of the first Flash from the first one. Where he threw a punch and dented the locker.
Okay, yeah. That's what I remember. Okay. I was like, something's a little different.
Just because you can't
that
doesn't mean you should.
You know that's Deathstroke, right? That's Deathstroke from BVS.
Yeah.
I mean, well, you probably wouldn't know because or not BVS, Justice League.
Oh, that show?
No, the movie Justice League. He's in the he's in the post credit scene with
That's
Lex
right.
Luthor.
Okay, I see him somewhere.
He's also in like Magic Mike. I saw Magic Mike.
Why you watching
too.
Magic Mike?
They played it in one of my film classes. Dead ass. It's actually not bad. I was like, oh,
what do you know?
It's weird.
Are there any other characters you'd like to see interact in the future Spider-Mans?
So I know. I think you can fact check me on this, Oracle, but I think they announced that we are getting another Tom Holland Spider-Man trilogy. That's what I heard. It wouldn't surprise me, given that this movie it's their highest grossing movie, and if you're gonna follow the dollar, then why not?
Bezos money.
Yeah, man. Like
you did it, Jeffrey Bezos. You did it. Jeffrey Bezos.
We're off the rails. There's a part of me that
it said this article saying on November 29th from TheVerge.com.
I think they're credible. So yeah,
that's just the first thing that pops up on this Google search, and it says Tom Holland will return for another trilogy of the MCU Spider-Man.
He was about to be burnt for a while. He was like, I'm tired. I can't do it.
He's like, listen,
swing it. Well, tired from hanging upside down for 11 hours. You said that, right?
Yeah, he's like, I don't want to be Spider-Man for another 10 years. He'll still look the same.
So,
yeah, probably.
So who do you think you'd want to see in that third one?
I gotta see. Well, I gotta see, but Daredevil now.
Okay, so since we're talking about the new trilogy, this actually kind of fixed a lot of people's issues. Like, remember what we talked about? It felt like the Tony Stark show.
Yep.
So right now, everyone got their wish. There's no tech. There's no special suits. Mm-hmm. At the end, it's all just him.
That was my problem.
He's sewing his own clothes. He's making his own. He's broke.
You got to get his GED. I was like, that's that.
Wait, he had to get his GED?
Yeah, they got a book for his GED when he was unpacking.
Oh, damn, I didn't even check. I didn't get that.
Because how can he finish school? How can he graduate?
Oh, okay. Damn.
So I was like, this is rough. And I'm like, good.
Yeah,
they need to bury him deep.
Yeah, bruh struggle.
Yeah.
Bruh struggle.
So he's like literally a fresh character in the world.
Yeah, so like now he's your Spider-Man that everyone's wanted. This wholesome, friendly neighborhood, broke ass. No technology Spider-Man.
Nice suit though.
I like him.
For his broke ass.
Oh yeah.
Suit was flying, flashy, and I'm like, you sliding through the snow.
I'm like, through his sewing machine.
It was shining.
Yeah,
it was all shiny.
How do you make web cartridges now? You don't have Stark technology. Well, he was already doing that before.
He was already doing that before, so
I'll take
that's
that.
cool. How do you think? Do you remember how you feel about them kind of poking fun at the jokes of not Andrew Garfield. First dude.
Toby.
With the webbing coming out.
They're like, oh, does webbing shoot out any other place? He's like, that was pretty good. That was a cool little joke.
I don't do breathing. I just breathe. He's like, right. I loved it. I love the interactions. I want to see them more.
No, that was actually a cool interaction. Seeing like the Peter
Parkers. That shows how talented they all are.
Oh yeah, they all played off each other very well. Very natural.
That could have the chance to be very messy, or they didn't give you enough of it because they had a chance to just be like, okay, you get like 12 minutes of them together. No, they gave us like a good 30 minutes.
Yeah.
To like interact calm when everything was down and then slowly build the action back up. But you had to like bring them together first.
Yeah.
And then they got to the action. Not like, I need help. Here we are. They took their time with that and I really appreciated it.
What if when Ned does the circle, instead of like any of the Spider-Mans coming through, we just got Falcon. Falcon just kind of walks through and just starts lecturing people. You gotta do better, Ned. You control the banks.
I'm like,
yeah.
I want it so for that scene. I went so bad to somebody like, what is this Negro talking about? What is this guy?
It's okay.
What is this guy? Somebody get this.
Somebody get this black man out of here.
With his suit. With his, This is a black man with wings talking to me about banks? What? You're broke. Shut up. Get out of here.
Who was that scene for in Falcon and Winter Soldier? I actually didn't mind the show, the series.
I like the show.
I like the series. I'll say I like the show.
Whoa.
However,
Andrew Everett.
hey, the homie.
Okay, didn't need that. But okay.
Okay. But it's like, who's that for? They show one for my black ass. I don't know.
It was for black ass, that's for sure.
Yeah, goddamn.
It was I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the movie very much. I haven't felt like that in a while since like maybe
Endgame. Like
for me, I would say I would go back for this is the like as far as like truly enjoying a movie all the way through. Like Guardians of the Galaxy is where I go back.
The first one?
Yeah, the first Guardians.
How you feel about the second one?
It was acceptable. I enjoyed it, but
I think the second one's really good. I think it's slept on.
I enjoyed it.
It's slept on.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
The soundtracks for both of them are awesome.
Oh yeah, James Gunn, man. Yeah, that guy knows music.
Like I said, the thing about the makes the Infinity Wars and the Endgame so great because you're seeing characters interact that you wouldn't normally see. You wouldn't expect like Black Panther to interact with Rocket Raccoon or Thor to interact with like Gamora and like those characters branch off. You know, you're getting Wanda with Captain America and then like Tony Stark floating in space with Nebula.
Okay. Question. So we talked about how they redeemed Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man.
No, there's no redeeming Thor.
What?
Do you think
Dark World Thor?
Do you think?
No, there's no redeeming.
Okay. Do you want another? Would you like another Andrew Garfield led Spider-Man film?
I enjoyed him. I liked him.
You know, given that if you had asked me this,
Spider-Man. This is lanky Spider-Man. That boy 6'2". Everybody else was all the other ones short as hell.
Yeah, throw that ball on the basketball court.
He dunked in the movie.
Oh God! Why'd you remind me of that?
Oh man, he was 6'2".
Thank you for moving that back.
He was 6'2". I like take advantage of this long lanky.
He dunked off
Spider-Man. I love it. Bring back lanky Spider-Man.
Oh God. Oh God. But yeah,
whipping and running at the top of the field.
Was this back in 2012?
Hold up.
Is that when that came
when,
out?
I went with Ian to go see that.
Hold up.
The second one.
God, we gotta talk about.
Do we?
We do. I want to bring this up. Two things. William Dafoe, because we didn't talk about him nearly enough.
Amazing.
We didn't talk about the scene where like his.
Yeah. Look at Flash.
We're listening. I'm listening. I just had to see it for myself.
Or when she was Isaac Frost from Fight Night Champions.
Oh God.
Because I haven't seen this.
God.
Y'all
Look at
women.
God, why?
I would do that.
Oh
Look
no.
at boy 6'2". He should have. That was great. I thought that was hard.
What? What do you get? Just
Like, see, like, so now you're putting the sympathy on Flash. Poor Flash.
Yeah, like, see, this is like dick move. Like, this is like,
Yeah.
this is almost like villainy.
I don't know because it's kind of like.
I mean,
He didn't slug him like before this.
Oh, he beat the shit out of him. Yeah, he slugged boy hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what better thing to do than public humiliation, right? Like it's.
But Spider-Man should be better than that. That's why, you know what I mean?
But he's not. He's a teenager and he's learning.
Well, this is also, remember, like, his whole thing for becoming Spider-Man is hunting for the dude who.
Wow.
It is.
Good Lord.
Yeah, Mike Allstar over here.
Oh, God.
Look
Is
at
he?
Look how
Straight
shit
up?
this dunk is. They could have my dude do like a.
And he's damaging property.
Yep.
Yeah, man.
Oh, my
Yeah.
God. Oh, my God. But anyway,
Sorry about
William
that.
Dafoe.
Had it.
The great scene where, like, Peter's spider senses go off. And he's surrounded by villains, so he doesn't know who's setting it off. That amazing.
It was tense.
Mm-hmm.
It built tension.
But
him in the scene always just builds tension. Whenever you put him
William Dafoe is just like,
he's gonna pop sometime soon.
Well, you saw it coming, but the execution was still handled really well.
Really well.
You knew, like, when he's like in his other, I guess his other. he's normal or whatever,
Yeah.
you know, like, okay, he's going to go and he's going to be the one to set this whole shit off. And of course, when it happens, it's still amazing.
Yeah.
And that fight scene with him fighting Peter, and Peter's like giving him like a 50-piece combo to the face, and he's just laughing at it.
Laughing through.
And just like body slam. Yo, he was doing
He
some like,
handled him like a man.
bruh. There was some wrestling moves in that motherfucker.
But it was like,
The power
took him
bomb
through like
through
6
the-
floors
yeah.
on a spine buster.
Hey, bro, tried to leave, and like Lizard, your boy Lizard came as a dog, get your ass in there.
Yeah, I was like, that was the thing. I'm like, what's your purpose in this fight? What do you
Sorry,
want?
I
Not a
didn't
goddamn
see,
thing.
Yeah,
That
I
was
didn't
it.
see the movie that he was featured in before, so that's probably why I didn't feel connected to
is.
him at all.
Yes.
But no, I love
he
where it's
he tries to turn the whole city into lizards. It's not
Yeah,
really worth
the
it.
next human evolution.
Is this what spawned the whole like TMZ thing of like this person's a lizard? Like, is that at all related? Do you remember how there were like
South
those
Park.
headlines saying
Oh,
that
South
Justin
Park goof, yeah.
Bieber was like a lizard or something
What are you
like
talking
that?
about? What the hell is this?
Like, you guys know, you didn't hear
I
that?
know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Like a lizard person.
No, this dates back to the 90s. This is old.
Yeah,
He's always
okay,
been trying to do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, that was a great scene. But also, this ties into we didn't talk about when Toby
So much.
when there's a lot, but we're gonna get to it. We're winding down. We didn't talk about when the final confrontation between Tom Holland and Green Goblin, how it was no competition. Tom Holland went to work.
Yep.
Bro started webbing that leg.
Yep.
Pop, 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 pop.
It was good.
Yeah.
It was good. Like, but once again, like this was like that crowning moment of like, you got to grow up.
Yeah.
It's time to grow up. You can't keep
Oh,
making
he-
these, because like the first 2 movies, he kept making them childish, those kid-like decisions, and it was costing him, and it was costing his friends, it's costing Aunt May. Like now, like, but they kind of always they come back from it. Now it's to the point where like you can't come back from these decisions you're making anymore. You have to start growing up. You got to start like facing your problems head to head. You can't just wipe the slate clean anymore. Like now, your choices is like got Aunt May killed because bringing all these villains into the
I think
house.
they were actually gonna do it.
Yep.
I think they were actually gonna kill off Aunt May. That was
I didn't
ballsy.
think that- yeah.
I
It was
felt
worth
like
it,
they
though.
had to.
No,
Like, they
definitely,
had
definitely.
to.
Oh, yeah,
had
definitely
to.
had
They definitely had to, but he had to suffer loss because he hasn't really.
Uncle
But
Ben.
who else would
Yeah,
it be?
we-
'Cause,
does-
there's no one.
That was one thing I was kind of confused for. Does he have an Uncle Ben? Does
No.
MCU Spider-Man have not?
You
have
got to
an
go
Uncle
back
Ben?
to watch Civil War.
I didn't see.
Okay.
I didn't see it. Like I didn't see any of them. I was just on repeat right there. I didn't see it. But I feel like for where we were at, or at least me catching up at this point in time with Spider-Man, like I knew Aunt May was going to deliver the lines because it hadn't been delivered before, and this was becoming his
great.
word.
I actually
story.
forgot all about
Great power
that
comes
line.
great responsibility.
Like you can't have Spider-Man without that line.
That's
all.
real.
For me, it was like I think he
I
might
think
have
once she
been mentioned.
delivered that line, I was like, "Yeah, she's about to die."
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
like once, like I really feel like I think they did harp on Uncle Ben in the Civil War when Tony came to recruit him.
Mhm.
I think they brought it up that she lost. Like we lost.
Yeah, he mentioned he's like,
He
like
doesn't want to hurt her.
Aunt
again.
May. Yeah,
by
she
telling
can't
her
be
because-
hurt again
Yeah.
by something.
So I
like
think
that.
there was something there about that. So there wasn't Uncle Ben at some point.
Mhm.
But once again, they threw him in to get him into Civil War, to get him into Endgame and Infinity War. So we missed all the origin. This was really clever how they did the third film.
Well, it's good they skipped
the-
the origin since we got it.
No,
in the
we got
first
the
two.
origin now.
Yeah.
We just
In this
recreated the
universe.
origin.
Yeah.
Oh, you're saying now it's
Now
like
is the
the
origin
official
story
origin
of
of what Spider-Man
Yeah.
is.
They brought it out to the third because now we're starting him from scratch. We took his, like I said, he's now suffering loss. Loss is supposed to inspire him to become the hero. Now, he took it away, like in the end, and now it's like, okay, I'm starting from scratch. I have nothing, and now he's creating a suit and everything.
My dog got my dog getting a GED. God dang.
Yeah, I'm like smartest man in the dang city.
GED book.
GED,
Good lord.
sad.
Oh man.
But yeah, it was a good full circle. It was very heartwarming,
Very.
and it went down dark.
Got dark. Yeah.
Yeah,
Very dark.
I think that like I got
Which
a
was
little
needed.
teary-eyed
Oh yeah,
during that part. Like I didn't think I would and stuff because it's like you know it's coming.
I'm
and stuff.
heartless.
And how
I'm
she
heartless. I'm
popped
just
up
sitting there,
right
just
away.
like.
Yeah, I was just like, okay, she's up. So is this one of like those?
she's like, I'm
those-
good.
those-
Oh,
Yeah. And
which was a real human interaction. Like, I'm good because the shock
'Cause
of
you-
getting hit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good.
and wanting it.
When she got up, I was like, oh, I knew they weren't gonna do it. Then as she like kept talking, I was like, Oh, she ain't gonna make it, is she?
Oh yeah,
and
as
then
soon
the
as she went
blood.
down.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Then she delivered
then
the
Happy
line
pulling up.
with great strap, with great power. I was like, oh, yep, she's
Happy
gone.
pulling up in front of it, seeing it all.
Just
and
showed up just to, yeah, man. And then he got like, that was pretty gruesome, man. They start shooting at my dog as he's like trying to mourn his aunt. And I was like, oh man, I'm feeling it. The feels.
Mm.
They went and hugged him when he was on the roof. I was like, oh man.
Yeah, oh man, there's just so many good elements of it. Like, I love how the plot. This is probably one of the best Marvel movies at how they drive a plot forward. They really like. There's a reason, and a rhyme and reason why he has to wear what he wears, go to where he goes. Something literally, there's a reason for it. Like him in the coffee shop, like all them getting the letters of they're not making it into MIT. And then he looks up and sees like the Halloween decorations. So okay, it's Halloween. They're still up, so we know we're in fall time and whatever. And she's the boss yelling at her to take them down. Well, without the Halloween decorations, he doesn't see the Dracula decorations. To Doctor Strange. That's who I can go to get advice and a reason to probably fix this problem. Yeah. So that's what takes him to Doctor Strange. Not just I got an idea, Doctor Strange. You know, there's inspiration to drive him the plot to get to there, which causes the plot to why everything happens and brings the villains in. Marvel's really good at that, and so if you want to really pay attention to if you want to go back and watch all other MCU movies and stuff, the reason why the plot is driven and moves everything forward is really well done, and for here is once again well done. It
was a very clever movie.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think with the writing and stuff and to drive the plot and to put in Easter eggs of what roles people have, I really think it was full circle that Green Goblin is the one to off Aunt May when he came into her soup kitchen and stuff. And it makes me wonder. And it makes me wonder and stuff was he already there before? Because in the scenes before, he was already arguing with the mask and stuff. So I think there was already a presence. And when he was sneaking the donuts or whatever, there was just hints of him already there. So how can he not full circle that and then offer later? It just progressed. And to go back to what you said about the spider sense, it was almost like this snake in the grass. So for sure, Green Goblin was definitely showing that progression of driving plot with him. I thought that was well done.
Or even the conversation in the soup kitchen was they're not my problem. That's not what we do. We help people, which is when they took him back to the thing. Doctor Strange was about to hit the box. He was like, no, we have to help them. Because without her saying that and bringing that up to him, we help people. Then at the end, when Peter Parker says, that's what we do, right? We help people. They kept that steadily going throughout the movie.
Theming core values with characters to drive plot, And
that's what Andrew Garfield failed to have. He didn't have that, that core value. You know, it took Dennis Leary to put that in the cop.
I forgot he was in the movie. He was the dad.
Another strong actor, though.
Yeah.
But
no, he was good.
Yeah,
he was definitely good.
He might have been the best best character on the whole movie series.
Ooh, that's sad. That's sad.
That,
Spider-Man
sleeper
movie.
wise, he might have been the best.
The
one.
Lieutenant Cop is the best character you got in the Spider-Man movie. Ooh,
but he had a drive and he had motive and reasonings. But so. They just keep pushing on the one theme, and they keep it all the way consistent with characters, and it was really well done. I just applaud that kind of stuff.
Last thing I want to bring up, when they do the fake out and Tobey Maguire gets stabbed, and there's this hilarious scene where he just or this shot where he's just on the ground, he just goes, and it just cuts from that, and you don't see him for the rest of the fight, and I'm just like, oh, he ain't dead, because ain't no way you're gonna end Tobey Maguire. Just on that last shot, just
no. My favorite is is that the universe breaking apart or am I dying?
I got mad at that part because why would you turn your back ever
on the Green Goblin
even if it's
after what he's just done?
Yes, why?
Because that's the faults of Spider-Man. He does the right thing, even if it costs him
to help. Redeem or
to
stop.
To keep
it's what we
Tom
do.
Holland
We help people.
I guess that's what heroes do. They're self-sacrificing. But why turn your back on there's I would have knocked Green Goblin aside, but not fatally.
No, you definitely don't turn your back on Green Goblin. But I get it. And it makes sense that he's the OG. He's the wiser one who's been. I've been through all this. I know all this, and he's the one to step in and stop Tom Holland. No. Also, when they all hug and he's like, and Tom Holland runs off, he goes, "Thank you guys, thank you so much." I was like, "Oh, that's a nice little nod. Like, thank you guys for basically being Spider-Man." And like, because obviously Tobey Maguire set the whole thing off. Then you have Andrew Garfield. But if like the Andrew Garfield movies didn't do bad, like who knows? Like the MCU probably would never got like this deal or whatever, struck this deal to have a Tom Holland Spider-Man. So I was like,
still been Andrew Garfield.
Yeah, so I was like, oh, that was like a nice little clever nod and it kind of touched my heartstrings.
I like that. I like that even in total, because even like part of me felt that maybe that was like a real moment for them as actors and stuff. Because could you even imagine like playing the same role and you still have to have the same personality traits but still set yourself apart and accomplish like a fun dynamic together?
And they did it.
Like I thought they established like a really good like quirkiness of like that kind of awkward pause, you know, like they all maintained
they
that,
all have
but they
the
were all
awkwardness.
that's what I love about it and stuff. But then they were still like their own. So I thought with like the whole thank you scene, like the thing I got from that, I was like, that's real. That's real.
You also brought up like they're all like different scientists, different nerds. Like one's the engineer, one's the science, one's the math.
Oh, I didn't catch that.
Yeah, so that's why they had to go to like I gotta fix this problem because like the Andrew Garfield's the scientist and
was Tom Holland the math? Yeah, geometry.
And then the engineer was always Spider-Man because you know like. So it was like really cool, like individual nerd things, which how universes, multiverses work. Yeah, you all have the same traits, but different lanes,
different, slightly off, slightly different skills.
Yeah, like oh, that's not my MJ.
I never knew that.
I MJ. I had a Gwen, you know, like stuff like that.
Andrew Garfield lost Uncle Ben in the first movie, and Gwen Stacy in the second. I think it's okay for the brother to kind of put hands on somebody, on some people.
What about his redeeming save on MJ?
That was great. I called that. Like when she fell, I was like,
they did the commercial, but they didn't say what show with Spider-Man. Save it.
Yeah, I was like, okay, Andrew Garfield, and then he saves her, and he's like, and she's crying, and she asked him, she's like, "Are you okay?" And he's like crying. Yes. I was like, "Oh,
why are you crying? Don't worry about it."
Yeah, I was like, "Oh, that was pretty sad."
I was like, he got to save his woman.
Yeah, it's a great movie. If you haven't seen it, it gets a
idiot.
Hey,
you will not be wasting your money. Go see it.
All 11,000 of you guys will go watch Spider-Man by now. If you complain about spoilers, we didn't even give a spoiler alert in the beginning of this because we just assumed y'all. I
thought we did.
Put it on the headline.
No, they'll know.
Just put it on the headline.
They're talking about Spider-Man. No,
we're talking about Spider-Man like what, a month after it came out. Oh yeah, it's gonna be some spoilers, bro.
Like come on now.
You already know. But any final thoughts?
I'm definitely gonna have to watch the other Spider-Mans and catch up. Like this whole getting into the MCU universe of things. Like
you gotta watch What If you want to continue on with the Doctor Strange, get a clue on that. You gotta watch Loki to understand the time variance, because that's also kind of touched in this. The time variance, like the timeline of like when this Spider-Man was in trouble and about to get killed, whatever. I'm like, that's not correct. That was off, because time variant with Loki is kind of trajectorying and changing certain things.
Is it okay? The only thing I know about the Loki show is that Kang,
the Conqueror.
Yeah, Kang the Conqueror is like responsible for everything. Like
no, there's more to it than that.
Yeah,
yeah. Like, well, Loki's variant killed Kang, and that's why we're getting multiverses and stuff like that. It's
okay.
Getting hectic.
I am excited for the multiverse. Was it Doctor Strange multiverse of madness?
That's why you got to watch Loki.
Oh God.
And What If?
I don't watch Loki, but I will.
What Ifs are like 25 minutes. It's not long.
Oh yeah, I'll watch them.
Episodes.
I know the art style. The art style is kind of.
It's amazing.
It reminds me of
like the Killmonger one. I promise you.
Is that the one where he like saves Tony Stark?
Yes.
Okay.
Have you watched the whole thing?
I haven't. No, I just know the premise. I haven't watched it.
It gets deeper. It's dope.
All right, I'll check it out.
There's a lot of dope individual ones, but
I feel like we should catch up and watch some What If and then reunite later.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. We assemble here whenever, when I'm in the country and whatever.
I wanted to.
Like, that looks cool. I want to throw gang. I want to throw gang signs too. Gang.
Conqueror, son.
Gang. Gang.
Yeah. But yeah,
that's what you get.
Freaking Yeah, be confident in everything you do.
Wash your ass.
Yeah.
Well, I borrowed your slogan, TC.
Yeah, do your homework, y'all.
Yeah. Go see the movie.
Black, bong bong.
There's got to be a black Spider-Man out there somewhere.
Somewhere.
You control the banks.
There's got to be a white Swerve out there somewhere.
Who controls the banks? You got to do better, Swerve.
Wait, hold on, what?
Rabbit.